Harry, I want to thank you for coming to camp. My name is Thad Johnson with ABC. We're breaking down your pitching video here today. First thing we're going to talk about is the balance position, and typically what we like to see is you lift. Okay, you lift. You need to get to the top of the delivery before you start leaking forward, and there's got to be some hand movement. Okay, and as we back this up and down, what you're seeing is you're just seeing a slight, okay, and it's real slight hip. Your hips start to slide forward just a little bit on leg lift. Okay, right there, they start to move, and you haven't quite got to the top. You're about a frame in front. And what this does is, as your hips move forward, you can't ever get your weight, okay, loaded up on your back side. When you get to the top, what all pitchers should feel is just a slight, I don't even call it a hesitation, because you want fluid momentum all the way through your delivery, but you just feel as you lift, you feel some weight sink, okay, onto your left, which would be your left leg, your back side. The weight just kind of sinks, and what it's going to do is it's going to take those hips, and it's going to sink the back side a little bit, so you're going to have a slight hip tilt, okay, as you make your way towards home plate. And if you never get there, once you start moving forward, okay, and you have these leveled off hips right here, your weight is just going to continue to slide to the front, and you're going to have nothing through the pitch. So really what you need to do, Harry, is do a better job of getting to a balance point. And this is just practice. You just lift and balance drill, where you lift it up and you hold a balance position for 3 or 4 seconds. Okay, just slightly bend your back leg so you can feel the weight get on it, and then go ahead and fall forward and drive through the baseball. But the only way to fix that balance deal is just to practice lifting and holding position for a while. Now, when you pitch, okay, Harry, you don't want to stop at the top, but I'd like to see you have a little bit better balanced position than you currently have. When we start talking, we're going to move on to the direction part of the delivery, and what we have here is when we land, okay, we want to make sure that our feet are in line, and you appear that you do a pretty good job. You do a pretty good job with your foot landing right where it needs to be. You're kind of compensating a little bit with that lack of balance in your weight transfer, how it has slid to the front. What you got is you've got your front knee has a lot of bend in it here as you land, and this is just a little concerning to me. It just really kind of reiterates the balance issue with your weight. It's slid so far to the front, you're actually compensating for it a little bit. You're trying to tilt your top half almost at an angle just to stay back long enough so you can get the front side, or excuse me, you can get the baseball through. All right, and this is just something that right there, if right at the beginning of the balance, and we just take this thing back to the balance. If you can just keep your weight on the back side right here, you'll make your way forward, and that weight is going to continue. As you go forward, your weight's going to stay back, and right here is where you lose it. Your ball position, your glove position, you're in a fairly solid position, okay, but you really need to do a better job of keeping your weight back, and that just takes practice. Playing catch, you can do a quick foot drill. Guys that have front side weight issues, what I typically like to do with them is I like to just have them just almost, they do just kind of like a crow hop forward without throwing a baseball, and you just crow hop one foot in front of the other, keeping the weight back. So you would just do a left right left right left right drill, where you're stepping in front of your right foot with your left, okay, and continue to do that, and you just feel control on your left side, which for a left-handed would be your back side, okay. Moving moving on, we start talking about the rotation and release, and you want to make sure that your hips, okay, your hips open up prior to your top half, and it appears a little bit, and a lot of this is due to the fact that your weight gets on that front foot so heavy, and you can almost see the dirt move because you're so heavy on that front side that your hips and your shoulders, your top half, open up at the same time. You want to think as your top half is a door, okay? You don't really even, you just need to keep the door closed as long as possible. Your brain is going to tell your body to throw the baseball. Your top half is going to open up. The only thing you need to concern yourself is the lower half. The top half is going to just work just fine by itself. So you just really need to do a good job of just telling yourself to keep that top half closed up, keep the door closed as long as you can. It'll rotate plenty enough for you. You don't even have to think about it. And we move forward to the release of the baseball, and you're in a very solid position right here. Your fingers in your hand, okay, is leading the way out in front of the elbow, which is exactly how we'd like to see it. And then really to see just how much, when we talk about being in a solid, you want to be in a good balanced, strong position at the front of the delivery. You want to be in a good balanced, strong position at the top of the delivery. And right here, you're beginning just to walk through your pitch. Okay, there's no finish. There's not really a strong finish with the top half or lower half of your delivery. Typically what I like to see is when guys finish, they get out there over their front leg a little bit more, call it a flat back finish. Okay, you're just a hair upright, and it doesn't need, we don't need to be here on the ground, but typically you're going to get that head out over your front leg. Okay, so your head should be really being about this position right here where your hand is right now, but that's where your head should get to, and the only way it's going to get there is by keeping your weight back. Try to stay connected with the rubber as long as you can. Everybody's gonna come off the rubber a little bit at some point, but you just need to be not only balanced in the beginning of your delivery, but balanced at the end, where when you finish, you should be able to rotate over your front foot and hold a nice strong finish at the end. And as you can see, you have no chance to hold a balanced position over your right leg because your weight is just really moving forward extremely fast. So just to review, we want to make sure that you get to a nice balance before you start moving forward. We're not going to leak forward. You're gonna balance and then go as you make your way towards home plate. Keep your weight back as long as you can. We're not going to jump through the ball. Right here, your front side is, or your top half is starting to open up with your hips. You want to keep that closed a little bit longer. Best drill for that is a 1 or a 2 knee drill, where a 1 knee drill you're going to turn off to the side of a partner. Turn off to the side where your shoulder's facing your partner, and the 2 knee drill, your chest is facing your partner, but essentially you're just rotating through on both drills, throwing the baseball, trying to just let your arm work, let your weight just kind of sit back a little bit. If your weight starts to get out of control left or right or over the front, you're going to fall over in those drills. You're going to really feel the imbalance. So those are 2 good drills to have. Also, with the what you can do is you can incorporate a drill where you keep both feet on the ground, work on throwing with a towel. You put a towel in your throwing hand, have a partner stand out in front of you, and try to snap through a glove that he's holding out in front of you while keeping your feet on the ground. Okay, don't allow your back foot to come up off the rubber. Just rotate, spin, snap the towel on the target, and keep that left foot connected with that rubber. That's really going to help you to get that top half over your front leg and to really get some extension, and you're really going to start feeling what it's like to keep your weight on your backside a little bit longer. So Harry, I want to thank you for coming to camp, and we hope to see you out there again sometime soon.